Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishman Vlog number 61. And as you can see, I have filled up the pond just now to the point where it'll overflow. And that was, I think, 2 days ago when I did that. And as you can see, it's holding water. It's great. I'm very happy about that. The other thing I'm happy about, of course, is, believe it or not, I'm happy I used the sheeted 10 mil for the front of this. It was a major pain and a lot of work to get it clear. But as you can see, there's very little deflection there. So that means I don't have to add any bracing to the top of this. It'll be perfectly fine as is, and that gives me that nice open space, and it's actually a really nice height for working. So it's going to be a lovely spot to do all kinds of things in. So the first thing to do, of course, is to get some circulation in here. So I decided to put in the egg separator, which also means, of course, I am going to be putting in the white cloud mountainfish because I want to breed them anyway, and that's just the perfect spot for that. The other thing that's really nice is I now have all that space. So initially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to thin out a lot of these plants. I need to get, well, this here for sure out because I need to put them in pots, and I think I'm going to put a shelf in the back where the water is going to come in. This all needs to be, of course, done up at a future date, but right now it's just going to go in there. So this is going to thin this out because what I want to do is change a few things around in the fish room. The entire top row here, all 6 tanks, I am now going to devote to guppies. I need to breed a few more of them anyway. And I'm not happy with how the angelfish and they are getting along. I'm actually losing a few of them, which is really quite surprising. The angels are not playing nicely. So I am going to, instead of using a 7-foot tank as my cull / grow out, I'm going to use the pond for that. So they'll have not necessarily dedicated tank because there are going to be white clouds in there, but white clouds have to be the most passive fish there are. I mean, they don't chase anything. They are perfectly fine for this. They may end up eating the odd fry, but all the breeding is going to be happening here anyway, so mostly that's just going to be for grow-outs and the larger fish, and of course culls to go to clients. So it's surprising. I'm only taking out a small amount, except this one tank here. All the plants in this tank are coming out because I want to get out the black skirt tetras to do something else with them. But every other tank, I'm just taking out like one pot here, one pot there. But by the end of this video, you're going to see how quickly and how easily it is to fill even that large space. And this is going to come out too. This is going to go into the pond temporarily. If you remember, this is that little experiment I did where I had taken the Vallisneria and trimmed it like grass. I took a pair of scissors and just cut straight across the top, and it was interesting to see that it would regrow, and it actually did quite nicely, and as you can see there, it is still doing fine. I don't think I'd ever do that for anything other than just a little experiment, but it was something interesting. So that's going to go over in there for now. Of course, I will end up repotting a lot of that anyway, but I think I may have enough Vallisneria already. It's one of those things we'll have to wait and see. That large paludarium is coming up, and I do need a lot of plants for it. I think I have more than enough. At least the aquatic ones anyway. I think I may be a little short on the immersed plants still, but once it's in there and everything is doing fine, it'll start growing, of course, and it'll be not too long before it starts filling out. So yeah, this tank's going to get completely emptied. As far as plants go, at least initially. It's being run by the large remake I did of the leak-proof canister filter, and there's plenty of plants up in there, so that won't be an issue. This will, of course, get replanted. I'm going to put mostly, I think, hornwort back in here, and possibly a couple of other things as well. Because, again, this is going to be for breeding guppies, and I need a spot for the fry to, keep away from mom and dad. I don't really get an awful lot of predation as far as parents eating their fry, but it does happen, so I want to keep it at least to a reasonable level. So that's the only tank that's going to get a fair amount of change. So what I'm going to do here while I do the rest of this is another announcement I want to make. A number of you have been interested in showing, at least interest I should say, in the other channel I've been putting together. So I have actually now created it. It's called Just Make It, and it is going to be purely about builder's channel. I'm going to do an awful lot of work with metal, wood, plastic, all kinds of stuff. Things I need in the, not just in the fish room, but things I just need or things I want to build because I'm curious about how they're going to work. That's all actually now up. There aren't any videos yet. I have a video scheduled to release for this Saturday, which I think is going to be the 7th of August. And I've made a few videos, and I'm going to have them scheduled to be posted or released, whatever you want to call it, every Saturday. So I'm going to have enough of them prepared, I think, that at least for the first couple of months, there should be a nice regular video showing up. So what I'll do at the bottom of this video is I will leave a link to that first one. And if you are interested, please pop over, have a look, let me know what you think. And definitely leave comments on it. As I'm going to try and do for it the same as I do for this. If there's interesting builds you'd like to see, again, they don't have to, well, they could be fish related, I suppose. But I am going to probably steer away from most of that as I can. But if you want fish related builds, let me know. Let me know what you want to see. And I will get to hopefully doing builds for just all kinds of different stuff. Like I said, the first month or two is just going to be already pre-done. But after that, I definitely want to get into some viewer requests, that sort of thing as well. So pop over if you want to, have a look, and let me know what you think. So what I'm doing here, believe it or not, is still trying to get rid of duckweed. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it all. I think I've given up on that, to tell you the truth. I'm just trying to keep it under control now. So whenever I do something like this, I go in and remove what I can find. So I'm going to pull out one big pot here. This is Vallisneria. I potted it up a little while ago, and it does so well. It just grows so well that this is going to be perfectly fine and wonderful, I think, in the paludarium. I think I might put it in a slightly shorter pot. But anyway, I didn't want to show you the rest of that because that went on for quite a while. But this is, like I see, there's a little bit more room here. When I go to doing the culls for this and pulling stuff out, I will do more of that. The black skirt tetras are going to find another home in one of my other aquariums, so I want to breed them. They weren't doing very well, the Vallisneria. I pulled out a big pot in here. It was huge. It was that big Vallisneria one. It needs to be really broken up. There's enough for about 4 or 5 pots with that one. And in here, I don't think I took any pots out because I want that experiment to continue to run. The one with the cow manure, so I'm going to leave that alone, but I will take some fish out of there. And I took a pot out of here. There was a big one up front. It was just getting to the point where it was in the way, so I took that out. And I didn't take anything out of here. Actually, I didn't even take out that is a peace lily that's sitting there waiting for potting. So I'm going to wait till later as well. Those are all going to come out and go in another aquarium. And so I only took out all of one tank. These are 15-gallon tanks. And 1 or 2 pots for everything else. But you can see this. That's that Vallisneria in that one tank. It was huge. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is going to come together, I think, quite quickly. I'll do more for that for next week. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.